Hello, this is Benjamin for the Messenger Makers, and it's been a while since I posted the last video. I was originally going to do a layout video, which I have that recorded. I just need to post it on the computer, and I can't find a way to get the video off my phone onto the computer, as my phone's not really great with that. So anyway, we're going to be doing a showcase. And last video, it is showcase. It's been a while. One of the reasons it's been a while, because clearly see by the hat and shirt, I went to see the big boy in Scranton, which was amazing. Seeing two of them next to each other was just awesome after 70 years. I suggest going to it, as it ends 8 days. You have 8 days to go see it in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And then it'll be running, and then it's going to Philadelphia, then going back. Anyway, the beast comes east, but today we'll also be looking at a beast. We'll be looking at a Burlington route, northern type steam locomotive, a 484. This is a Bachmann I got at a train show in November. I was lucky enough that the Bachmann didn't have any gears cracked. It has a smoke unit, which I didn't know it had for its time, but I mean, it's really great. It's not my strongest locomotive in the collection, just to give like a thing, because it's not that heavy. So, but most of these Bachmanns, they have the little grips right there. So focus, yeah, you see the grips. I mean, next to the tender, it's my largest locomotive I have. It's not the CC, which, to be frankly, I am looking to get into that soon, but I need to do some wiring before I get to do that on some track. But anyway, we'll be doing that showcase. We'll be going over to the bench here soon, kind of take a look at it, all the details, and then we'll be getting over to the track to run it with some passenger cars, as this thing looks great behind some passenger cars. And it's just one of my favorite locomotives in the collection. Does not run the best. I've maintained it with some lube and grease. It doesn't run the best compared to some of my Stewart Hobbies locomotives, basically. I find that, I mean, as long as you maintenance it and don't let it sit and make sure it runs every once in a while, which all locomotives need, it's gonna run pretty good. But enough about right here. Let's go over to the table, the workbench, and let's take a look at it. Of the Burlington route. Alright, we are now at the workbench, and we'll be taking a look at this locomotive right here. Alright, zoom in here to get a good look at it. Alright, so immediately now, of course, it has the 8 drive wheels, gears here. It's all been lubricated. I've cleaned the wheels. This headlight works. It doesn't need the tender connection, actually, just runs on its own. There is some detail, though, in the cab. Yep, there it is. The detail in the cab, which is neat. Got all the details on the wheels, but, like, under it, it's, again, tall locomotive, but this picks up power right here, while the front trucks don't. And I don't like the fact that I can do this. I find that the worst part about this locomotive, that I can do that very easily. With the tender, though, almost the length of the locomotive from the front to the cab. I just find that wild. But together, they make the longest locomotive in my collection. You zoom out a little bit so you can get a... This locomotive has surpassed the Polar Express, the Baltimore Ohio K4 Pacifics, my logging engine. I mean, and then I got a 10-wheel brass locomotive. I thought maybe, well, it could surpass it. Nope. This brass locomotive, I mean, yeah, the tender's pretty big. It's this long. I think the only thing that would possibly dethrone this would be a Union Pacific 12-wheel drive locomotive, the Challenger, and the Big Boy. The Big Boy will surpass this, as I seen videos of it with a Reading T1 Northern type. Yeah. Number 5601 from the Burlington Route Railroad. I don't know much history on it. The detailing is great. Bachmann did a good job, in my opinion. It's one of the locomotives that runs very often on my railroad, and probably going to be the one that I might have the longest of, but I mean, it's cool. Doesn't hold that much sentimental value to me. I just really like it. Not much else to say about it other than let's go run it on the layout. Okay, so my layout might... Oh, I saved it. So my layout is pretty crowded right now. I mean, I have screws, I have buildings right here, everything you possibly need to keep this going, but we have both main lines are full. Edward is on the outer line with a freight train. Then there's this Reading locomotive that the last screw case on the outside. So I'm gonna move some locomotives out of the way and move Edward into the inner line. So let's get to that. Okay, now with Edward moved out of the way, I decided to get my Western Maryland Athearn Blue Box coaches. I mean, passenger cars. Built these myself, all from a kit. All from these kits. So, here's one. Set that out of the way. We'll get the other one. So, here we go. Here's the front one, which I overused a lot of super glue on this. I tried to wipe it off, but it worked for a minute. Alright, that's 2. Now we're on number 3. Geez. Here we go. Is this the end one? Maybe, yes. This is the original one. I made a video on this, which, in my opinion, probably unless you are interested, I will bring it back up as I took it down. Alrighty, so now all 5 coach passenger cars are ready to rumble. Alright, let me get these passenger cars hooked up, and then we'll be on our way. Alrighty, so, a while ago, I got this mega smoke fluid fireplace scented. I'm like, oh, okay, because I got it for a G-scale locomotive I have, which I don't actually have in the house. It is mine, and I put this stuff in it so it can steam. Well, then I had no uses for it. And then this came, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a use for it now. So now I just put it right in there, and after a while, this thing should start smoking. So, let's start running trains. I'll move that. Oh no! Alrighty, now that I have figured out that situation as I left the switch open, let's run some trains. Look at the steam that's coming out. Holy cow. Oh boy. Slowing her down. Just watch as the steam comes out. So it settles, steam comes out. Wait for it to slow down. Well, I hope you haven't. Let me get a light here. Hope you enjoyed this video of the Burlington Route Showcase. I had a lot of fun making it. I always have fun running trains. So make sure to subscribe and like for another Messmakers video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it won't be as long. Peace out.